Okay.
Oh man, he just threw. I was about to go into it. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to WunderCAST. I'm your host, Ryker Taylor. I'm joined in studio as always with producer Alex, and that guy who just totally stole my intro thunder is Jonathan Rodriguez.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the guy a few words has all the words right now. He's our operations assistant. Man, you're throwing me off out here tonight with all this stuff. We're recording back-to-back episodes. This is the second episode. It's like freaking 10 o'clock at night on a Thursday night. We're just vibing up here. It's going to be a good time. But the last episode we talked about, we had Michelle on, and we talked about marketing and how customer experience is so critical. And it's like it's a marketing channel. And since we have Jonathan on, and he's operations and kind of HR and just internal stuff, I want to talk about marketing, but to your people. So before I do that, it seems like Alex has something he's wanting to say. So.
Did you say internal operations?
Oh my God.
Get out of here.
It was an inside job.
Sorry, I had to say. We did that in the last one too, so I had to do that again. I'm gonna start making that a staple. For
We gotta get Alex Jones voice.
Yes. I don't want to say what he usually says. Maybe a little harsh for the listener.
Yeah. Although I do mark this as rated mature. It's like I mark this as explicit content.
That's not the point. It's not the fact that it's mature.
It's the fact that it's Alex Jones. Exactly. And it's just not probably politically correct or socially conscious anymore.
Or sane. Can we focus on the fact that it's... Okay.
Okay. All right. Hey, so we're going to talk about internal operations. There it is. Yeah.
Dear Lord.
And we got Jonathan. So, yeah. A lot of businesses overlook customer experience, like we talked about in the last episode, but a lot of businesses also overlook how important it is to market to your own employees and keep them happy, but really truly marketing to get employees. It's like you hear, especially in today's climate, it's like, oh, it's tough to find good people, it's tough to do this, it's tough to do that. Well, what are you doing to market your business and make it attractive to the kind of candidates that you're wanting to attain and retain? So with that said, Jonathan, before we go too far, introduce yourself to the fine listeners here.
Well, my name is Jonathan, as Ryker has stated. I am the wonderful operations assistant here at WunderTRE, and I've also tend to delve a bit into the HR side.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's a short introduction into who I am.
Okay.
And so, do you want to go ahead and dive into this?
Sure.
All right. So, what Ryker is referring to when it comes to marketing into hiring other people, it starts with your culture.
Yeah.
And I can't not stress that enough. Sorry for the robotic voice.
I apologize.
It seems like a lot of people tend to hire people who it's good to have somebody who's qualified, of course. Like you just don't want to hire the average Joe off the street, of course. But another thing that plays like it's such a crucial factor is to see if they're the right cultural fit. I've seen many businesses hire just the wrong people. They're excellent candidates, mind you. They probably get the job done and so on. But then they wonder, why are they gone after like a year or not even a full year? It's because of the culture fit. And that's why employee retention, I saw this crazy statistic. I can't pull it off my head. A lot of businesses, especially with current generations for some weird reason, they're finding it harder to retain employees in the long run. And it seems like a lot of candidates are doing what's called job hopping. And I'm not sure if this is some sort of millennial or Generation Z type of mentality, but...
Gen Z! God!
Coming after the kids.
Triggered!
Really coming after the kids tonight, huh, Jonathan?
This shit is wild. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, just going back into before throwing me off my whole game. Just going back on to that culture fit stuff. Like I will say that I've been a person that's job hopped before. Sorry, Ryker, don't use this as a red flag against me.
Okay.
But just because I've worked like, of course, small retail jobs, that compares nothing to like working into your career. But I guess that's just today's world, honestly. And so that's why now, before, like back then, like, yeah, say like in the 80s or 70s, you're just hiring people, working cogs essentially. Whereas now these people are realizing that they provide great value to a company, and they want to make sure the company values them as well. And so if you're just doing work where it seems like you're not really showing, like, fulfilling your purpose, or the company doesn't really see any value in you as rather than just like a piece of that little cog, that's going to lead to, of course, increased job dissatisfaction. And I've experienced.
Can we get a wah sound on that? Job dissatisfaction. I'm sorry, Jonathan. Oh my God, the yay one! Job dissatisfaction! Yay! There we go. Okay, go ahead, Jonathan.
One more time.
I'm just going through this soundboard.
We're burning through it, man.
God, my train of thought. So, trying to get back into my train of thought. Where was I?
This isn't even our final form.
All right, so this isn't even my final form. Ryker goes like crazy when he gets that crazy idea in his head. This guy gets like yellow hair, gets all jacked up. Sorry.
Dragon Ball Z reference for those of you listening that don't know.
Uncultured swines.
Oh my God, dude. Jeez.
So
He's not wrong.
Oh my God, we're going to have to edit out so much.
And so with the job dissatisfaction, of course, and when that just keeps on dragging on, and if they voice their complaints with their employers, of course, that inevitably leads to that employee leaving the company. And it isn't until then that the employer realizes, oh, this is the value they gave to my company. So it's best to just not even have that happen at all. By one, providing a great onboarding experience. That is such a crucial step. It really, that first week, honestly, that the employee works at the company is really like setting so think of it as like a first impression. First impressions matter so much to a lot of people. And if an employee realizes they're not really a fit with the company, they can, like, this is another statistic that I'm just trying to think of from the top of my head, but I've read it somewhere. I think it's SHRM. Alex, you can probably add that link. I don't know where you would add that.
Future Alex, add that in.
But after the first week, that's when a lot of employees realize whether or not they're a good fit. And shortly after that, within 3 months, a lot of them possibly end up leaving the company. And when you think about it, the entire time that you spent recruiting the talent, interviewing the talent, and the costs associated, which Ryker has had firsthand experience with onboarding new talent, it can really set you back if you lose the talent in like under a year, or honestly, in under 3 months. So, like, Ryker, can you describe to me like how you felt whenever you felt like you lost out on a candidate, like leaving or something like that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's bittersweet, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like one thing to, to like have a candidate and like they've only been there for like a few weeks or something, but like, losing somebody that you've invested time and stuff into, it's bittersweet, of course. And it can be tough to adjust as well, like, because you get used to it being a certain way. And you just kind of build it up as like, this is how, like, this person's here taking care of this. And then, circumstances change and maybe they're no longer there. You still need that job taken care of. But along the way, as you're training that person for that job, they're developing their own ways of doing it, and they're taking it further than the training you've given to them. And so then it leaves an even bigger hole to fill than the one that was there when they first jumped on board. And so the cycle continues, not to be pessimistic by any means, but that kind of cycle can kind of continue. And that's why I think it's important, A, to have, obviously retain, but B, is to document as well, because it can kind of, obviously that'll cut down on that a lot. But
definitely. And that's why it makes such a big impact on small businesses as well. Think of big businesses as Google and Apple. Of course, they advertise their culture and stuff like that. But if they lose somebody, it's not like as detrimental to the company as a whole than, say, like a small business.
Because they have a waiting list.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, they're losing one of thousands.
Exactly. So but like a company like us, where like, say, if I decided to just walk out today, it's...
What are you saying?
Sorry, Ryker. I didn't mean to
You
bring
talked
it up
about job hopping. you clearly told me not to worry about that. And then, oh, God.
I'm sorry.
Jonathan.
I'm sorry.
We
I didn't
ask
mean
you
to
to
bring
be on the
this up.
show, and you do this.
Get out.
This is why we don't have nice things and ask you to do nice things.
Ask me to do nice.
Yes. Yes.
Get
Well,
Yeah. Jeez. My God.
I'm sorry, Ryker. I didn't mean to put in my 2 weeks notice.
Oh my God. We're really gonna have to talk about this afterwards. Like, is this real? No. Oh man.
No, but like, say like going back to that example, that's not real. Like if I were to leave, of course, with like, say like I didn't leave any processes or something behind, it's just going to be sort of like a mess, maybe that first couple weeks or something, but it can definitely impact the small business for sure.
Sure. Absolutely. No, I love that. And it's all about, again, it's constantly, continuously marketing your culture. Like It's not
Exactly.
just from the onset, it's always reinforcing that through team building events, through Monday morning memos, to just carrying it out on a day-to-day basis through your actions and things like that. That all of those things, all those subtleties of life are honestly marketing. And that goes back to the last episode in terms of like talking about marketing as a customer, customer service is marketing. Again, employee retention. But I was going to say, what is it? The like getting them there, an attraction, but I guess whatever.
Recruiting.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, there's another word that's on the tip of my tongue that is better fit for that. But anyway, that's all marketing as well. So, Alex, why don't you jump in and save me a little bit here? I feel like I'm stumbling and stammering.
Sure, yeah. Let me jump in. I do actually have a question for you, Jonathan, specifically regarding...
Yes, Dr. Alex.
Dr. Alex.
Don't give me a bigger head than I already have. Thank you. So, as an employee, my question to you is, looking from the inside out, how do you can't stop turnover. That's just part of the thing. That's just part of being in a business. But what do you say to businesses that are trying to completely stop turnover in general? I know that it's impossible, but like, what is the advice there? What do you say?
So I'm going to take some vocabulary of Ryker's dictionary. So just like you mentioned, that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to businesses. Turnover is always going to be inevitable. There's never going to be a time where you'll be turnover free. Like every person that you hire is always going to be there and forever and ever and stuff like that. But what I say to those businesses is just keep on preaching about your culture. Really sort of like what Ryker was saying, marketing yourselves out there. Even before candidates even hear about you. You know what I mean? Because, say during the interview process, I've had many candidates who've actually researched us, but that's only from the job descriptions that I provide to them. And so, of course, over time, I'm going to the point of rambling here. Like, catch my train of thought. So what I would say to those businesses is to just keep preaching your culture, really just committing the appropriate time and resources, especially for small businesses like us who don't have like HR-based departments yet, just because we're pretty dang small at the moment. It just takes time. Just keep knowing that, there's always that possibility, but that's never always going to be the case. Just keep trudging forward. Eventually, you'll find the right candidate. Like, I feel like everybody here has always been a perfect fit here at WunderTRE. And that's just all due to, the culture that we preach. We always go over in our Monday meetings about the WunderTRE statements. Some businesses might see that as possibly like, oh, why do you keep just preaching that every Monday? It's just to reinforce that, and that we live by those values every day. And that way, when those candidates, their first week within the company, they actually see us exemplifying and basically acting on those values and statements and so on. And just keep holding on, just keep trudging forward. Yes, turnover is always a possibility, but as long as you keep your employees happy, there are chances of them ever leaving or even considering leaving are drastically reduced. And whereas if you just keep on not appreciating them, acknowledging them, like Alex with you, how important is it just to feel like you're providing value to a company?
I'd say it's like one of the top. It's definitely top 3. That's not to rag on who it was before I was here, but that's why I left the other companies, because I feel like I wasn't growing and I feel like I wasn't being appreciated. And so coming here, that has definitely changed my perspective a little bit and seeing how you can be appreciated. Not only because I've had to grow and get out of my comfort zone a little bit, but because I do feel like I have a lot of value here. I feel like I mean a lot to each of y'all, and vice versa. I feel like y'all mean a lot to each of me, all 8 parts of me. You know, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes,
it is definitely in the upper echelon of things that I find valuable.
Exactly. Like
bringing me to tears over here, by the way.
I think
that choir is all 8 parts of me.
Dude.
I'm not sure. Like, I think we've all like worked in jobs where we just felt like just another tool, another cog. And so when coming to WunderTRE and Ryker, you founded WunderTRE, like Alex already gave his 2 cents on that. My 2 cents are kind of basically sharing the same sentiment as Alex, just feeling valued, just knowing that you're making a positive contribution within a company and seeing it. It means so much to that employee, because just knowing that they have a purpose and they're making that impact within the company. Whereas, like, say if you're working with that's a lot of college graduates like dream about, like working within a big company, working in a corporate office. That was my mentality growing up too. And so when I applied to WunderTRE, I was like, well, they're taking a chance on me not having the experience and so on. And so just starting to work here, I realized, like, man, imagine if I started working like somewhere like within a Forbes 500 company. Not saying that that's bad, but just because inherently it's just so many, just a large volume of applicants and a large volume of people in that company. It can get pretty easily to get lost in the shuffle to where it kind of feels like you're just a fly on the wall on certain things. Like here, just being able to participate within like meetings and then seeing those ideas that we discussed during meetings actually come to fruition. It just, it means so much to the employees, honestly. And just having that opportunity, it all just starts with the culture that you've created here, man. So really major props to you and the way the culture has really grown so far. Like, Alex, I'm not sure, has the culture always been the same since you've been here at WunderTRE? Because you're like the second longest tenured here.
Absolutely not. If you want my honest appraisal, no, it hasn't been. When I first started, it was a completely different company.
Some of the same values, of course.
Yeah. The values were there, I think, but we have tremendously grown to be. It's funny because this is on my soundboard, and I'm about to say something that's completely contrary to that. We've gotten a lot more mature as a company. And so this is ironic that I'm saying this, and I'm like, but anyway, we've gotten a lot more mature as a company, and I think that does contribute a lot to what you're saying. To answer your question, no, we haven't been.
We haven't strayed too far from our values.
No.
We haven't strayed from the values, but we've grown within. The values have helped us grow and evolve. So, if you on the outside looking in, we're a different company in terms of what we offer and what we do and what a day-to-day looks like. But those values of caring for the customer, that playbook that I wrote back in the day, Alex, on that one whiteboard, up until we erased it like a month ago for Josh to be able to use that whiteboard for something else. We took a picture of it. We still have that playbook. And on most of the things on that list, we still abide by, following up on time and pushing out our own content and various things like that. Just all these different principles and values. Yeah. And we've refined the mission statement and stuff a little over time, but
even that playbook wasn't there until I got on.
Yeah, we wrote it. I wrote it like,
we sat down and had a meeting
about that
and talked about that. What dictates priority?
So. Yeah, for sure. And that's just things that I feel like, if you're listening to this and you're like, okay, I will have a business, but I'm just like a solopreneur, or I work within an organization and I'm not seeing the growth, or I want to see the growth. I think my advice is, in whatever that situation, whatever you're in, it's like, just let it play out, grow, stand for something, have a good culture, and then let it continue to grow and play out as you add more pieces and more services, and as you add more people to your team and just things like that. Your culture is going to expand with that. But that's why it's important to have those foundational values, though, because that you can grow a team around you that you can trust and, will share the same sentiment and, be able to help you grow that business.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And one thing I really admire too is just that not only internally, but also with our clients as well, you preach that. Not saying any names, but I've seen cases where you rejected a client strictly because they don't align with sort of our values per se. And just seeing you preach that really is a testament for you to really like upholding those values, just that.
We need Jonathan on the podcast a little bit more often. I feel like he's just making me feel so good right now about myself.
All right,
so
this is my last podcast.
Okay.
My intention is not to make you feel good.
Say, Jonathan, sorry, but you're off.
Alex is like, editor's note, he's no longer with us anymore. Oh, no, that's great. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I did mean to interrupt.
That's all I just wanted to say. Just like, it's not just about internally, but externally as well. Because it really, just repeating again. Sorry if I keep mumbling. But
I didn't mean to interrupt you praising me. Go ahead and continue.
You know what? I'm out.
Oh, yikes. Yeah. No, man, that's awesome. Well, we have a recurring segment, sort of. Again, like the joke I made last time is like, is anything structured about what this is? But I guess so. And I always ask what brands, Alex is jamming on. So I'm going to ask Alex, what brand are you jamming on? And it can't be the same one from earlier, obviously.
It's been the same one for 3 episodes.
What is it jamming on? Like, is that good?
Well, like you got your peanut butter and then you got a jam on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask. That's still not helping me out.
No, like what are you vibing with? Like, what's a brand?
Gotcha.
So go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like you put me on the spot about this every time, and I don't actually have an answer for it. It's not any different than it was 20 minutes ago.
You're vibing on Nintendo, Jonathan? I was gonna you cut in line, John.
No,
Stop
I am not
that.
vibing on Nintendo.
He's doing the thing that I do with Suddenlink, where I'm like, Suddenlink's a great company. Anyway, no, I'd say, you know what? In the same theme as Nintendo, I'm vibing with Xbox a little bit. Not necessarily because of their branding, but because of the way that they've branded themselves lately. Not their literal physical branding like I usually go with. They're big right now on social media in terms of like just easy peasy posts.
Really?
And I can appreciate that.
Like, what's your favorite game? And it's like Halo and all that stuff.
No. It's not something that, it's not like answer my question type thing. It's like play the game to have fun. You'll still be there at the end of the day. The game isn't going to ruin your life. Go and play the game. If you're having fun, you're having fun.
Wow.
Oh, it's wholesome.
It's very wholesome. It's great. And, I hadn't thought about that until recently. I just realized that. And I was like, I've been able to do that for the past few years and enjoy a game and actually have fun with it and not get salty at it.
We need to get some footage. We need Morgan to record you playing so we can verify this. We're going to cut that in, folks. We're going to see Alex.
Specifically on Sea of Thieves.
Specifically on Sea of Thieves.
We're going to see Alex like throwing the controller.
Right. But really though, they've done a really good job of like social media branding and things like that, and definitely a lot of collaboration lately. So that's cool to see.
Oh, nice.
Nice. That's awesome.
Got to check out their social media feeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See that in action.
Yep.
Jonathan, this question goes to you too.
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot.
It's what I do. I don't actually talk on these things.
Let's see. In terms of branding, I got to give major props. They've really been there to save us many times that I've noticed recently here at WunderTRE. But a huge shout out to Dell.
Dude, I thought he was gonna be genuine with that, and then he just like the whole last episode.
I think he's serious.
So Dell has really powered us through so many things since my time here at
Stop.
WunderTRE.
Stop.
I don't know why y'all are interrupting me.
Stop it right now.
I'm trying to tell you about the brand I'm currently vibing with.
All right.
So,
Oh God.
So yeah, Dell, huge shout out to you. You really got us set up for success with these last 2 new hires that we've had here at WunderTRE.
Mm-hmm. So much so that they're using Apple.
Yeah, so much so that they're using Apple now, but you really were there when we needed you. Ryker, he told me to say this to you because he was scared about how you might take, but he really, really appreciated
He's
customer service.
Oh my God. This is the pausing.
That's what he said?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That's
really
it.
appreciated the customer
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Oh, that was what he said. I thought you were saying he really appreciated the customer service and he had something to say, and then it was just dead silence.
No, that's
That'd
all I
have
had
been
to say.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Got it. I can't believe you just sarcastically went in on that. So, circling back around, topic of the day: market to your employees just as hard, honestly, as you would market to prospects and customers. It's important for, I can't think of the word that I'm trying to say, retention, but there's something else. I said
Morale?
it. No, acquire, like you acquire, like attaining and retaining. There we go. That was the wordplay that I've been trying to say that's been jacking me up since halfway through this episode. All right? Attaining and retaining talent.
Gotcha.
Market to your customers. Thanks for listening. Alex, let's cue this music and bump some tunes. What do you think, Jonathan?
Very jazzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Good stuff. See you, everyone. Peace.